Hey, what's going on guys? I'm Primal Liquid and welcome to my guide for Disgaea 1 Complete. Now in this video I'm going to show you guys the quickest and the easiest way of getting to the max weapon mastery, which is level 255. Now in Disgaea 1 there is no weapon mastery for monster weapons. There's only weapon mastery for fists, swords, spears, bows, guns, axes and staffs, which means this guide is only important to humanoid characters. So these will be your typical characters that you can create, as well as characters like Lahal, Etna and Flonne. However, characters like Marjorie, Rosalind, Adele, etc. in Disgaea 1, they all count as monster classes, and so this guide unfortunately does not work for them. Now, before we actually start, what you want to do first and foremost is very simple. You need to go into as many items as you can until you rack up 1,900 Arm Master Innocence. Now this is important because Arm Master is the Innocent that increases weapon stat growth. And you know, I mean, obviously anything to make this go faster is highly important. Now, why is weapon mastery so important? Well, simple. When you get to level 255, you will actually get a straight up 300% increase in stats from that weapon. Now, that is also before the equipment aptitude goes on top of it. So, you know, I mean, obviously getting 3 times stats from it is really important. Another benefit is if you're using a staff weapon, as well as the extra stats you get, it also gives a straight up damage bonus to magic and increases the range for the magic as well. So staffs are very important in Disgaea 1, let me just say that. So now that we've gone over the small things, let's move on to how to actually level it. So first and foremost, you're going to want a weapon of your choice. Now, well, so before I actually say that again, let me just say this. Now, my Divine Margin here has 248,000 attack with nothing equipped. Now my Yoshitsuna on the other hand is a level 100 and it has 74,000 attack. But if you look at the left, it's giving me pretty much 120,000 extra attack. That's the benefit of getting max weapon level. So once you've got the weapon type that you want to level, just equip that, and then also make sure your Arm Masters are equipped as well. Then all you need to do is head on over to the Dimension Guide and go down to Jotunheim. Now Jotunheim is unlocked in episode 5, and for this method it also does not matter what enemy strength is set to either. So load up the Terrible Cold mission, and this is a rather unique mission in that the entire field is full of invincibility tiles apart from one square over here which isn't. Now the easiest way of doing this is, well, let me just equip the overdrive so I can move around a lot easier. Now without the overdrive you would be stuck at one of these tiles. So what I typically do is I pick up this first succubus and I throw it into that Neko monster, and then we'll just end turn there, and with that, you know, it clears up a little bit of the space. But the main thing we're going to be doing here is moving out into the middle, and then once you end turn again, you're going to start getting swarmed by monsters. And one thing I do suggest doing, however, is actually picking up the succubus monsters and just combining them into either the Nekos or into themselves. And what you want to do is you want to basically get all 3 Nekos around you as well as 1 succubus. And the reason for that is obviously there's only going to be 4 directions near you that you're going to be able to counter from. So once you've got 4 monsters all around you, you basically just keep ending your turn over and over and letting the monsters attack you. And that way your character will keep on countering all the attacks, rapidly ranking up levels for your weapon. Now, I do suggest doing this with a Divine Margin, simply because they have the highest counter rate in the game, and then you can also pass another counter build in the Dark Assembly to give them a further counter. Now, I've since transmogged my Divine Margin, and so I've only got the base 5 counters instead of the 6. However, let me just change, oops, let me just, oh, okay, I've got an turn here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly change the weapon type and show you guys just how quickly you can actually gain levels doing this method. Unfortunately though, we do have to sit through all these terrible animations. It's a real shame that even though there were a few quality of life improvements in the remaster, unfortunately they weren't all, well, we didn't get all the quality of lives that we should have done. And I don't actually have another weapon there, so let's just take one from these guys. There we go, staff weapon. Now unfortunately I'm a little too far away from that impuser there, so I'll just move over here so that I can aggro here. Okay, so I've got my staff weapon equipped, and as you guys can see, my staff is only level 0. So, we'll end turn. And remember, this is with 1,900 arm masters. And unfortunately, I don't have all 4 monsters surrounding me there either. And I only got 2 counters there. But straight off the bat, level 4. End turn again. And we're going to get a few more encounters. Now the reason this method is the best is because going from level 0 to level 255 mastery with either an S or an A rank for that weapon only takes about an hour. And the good thing is, because you're only ending turn constantly, you don't even have to pay any attention, which means you can do this while watching Netflix or something like that. So it requires very little attention, and you know, it does take about roughly the same time as a movie. So I suggest doing this while you're watching a movie on Netflix. But as you can see, level 8 after 2 turns. You know what I mean? This is the easiest and the quickest way for gaining weapon mastery, guys. But that's where I'm going to end the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, then leave a like and drop a comment down below. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you.